Before Shopify, were you one?
lady, how about you shut the up? I'm doing LouTube, bitch!
Yeah, good morning. It is Uncle Lou here. That's right, you heard correctly. It's me, Uncle Lou, live on LouTube for you. Thanks for watching tonight's pointless presentation of the men's national championship game, college basketball. Uconn versus Purdue. Can anybody take down Uconn? Uconn going for back-to-back natties. They're on an absolute tear, not just winning, but just destroying teams. Uconn has not only won, but covered every single game in the tournament. And they did the same thing last year. They won and covered every single game in the tournament last year. They've done it again this year. Going back to the Big East tournament and the end of the regular season, they've covered like 15 games in a row. They're on an absolute tear. So I don't have any real reason to know who's going to win this game one way or the other, but there's no way, I don't see how anybody can live with themselves if they bet against Uconn and lose. Could Purdue win? Of course, anything can happen. But you're going to look like an idiot if you bet Purdue and lose. If you bet Uconn and lose, well, you just bet a game wrong. I don't see how you can bet against this streak that Uconn is on. I don't understand how you can look yourself in the mirror the next day knowing you donked away your money betting against the hottest basketball team in terms of covering a spread in the last 50 years. So there you go. That's my thoughts on that. So I am on Uconn -7. I also made a pointless, just completely waste of money bet that the final score of the game added up will be an odd number. Yeah, that's right. I did a lot of scientific research and studying, and I've determined that the final score of this game, when added up, is going to be an odd number. So I've also bet on that. So there you go. What's up, Floby? Sovereign, G-Man, Stingray, D. Taylor, Sam, Douglas. Are we high-level trolling or low-level trolling? What are we doing today, Sam? Let's keep it high-level if we can. What was it, like 2 weeks ago? I told you to up your troll game. Get away from the elementary dog shit trolling you've been doing. So what's the plan with you today? Let us know. Eat, chew, review, in that order, I think, too. Thank you for showing up today. Unbelievable. Daniel Berry, Hogman, KC, Foster Moss. What's up, buddy? Rory Bowen, Wet Blanket. Good to see everybody here. Hey, Lou, sorry I couldn't join the last stream. My phone wasn't working, so I had to get a new one. Yeah, I got a new phone recently, too. I guess about 2 weeks ago now. So I'm with you on the new phone deal. I got one a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying harder, but I'm still learning, says Sam. You're in the right place when it comes to learning, buddy. You are in the right place. If you want to learn how to troll, there's not a better place on the internet for you to be. Hey, Bowman, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. HBP, what's up, buddy? Huffer Billy Paul. You ever seen Eclipse, Lou? Yeah, the one in 2017 passed right over here. Right over where, the area I live in. So the Eclipse today was nothing here. It was too far away or whatever. You couldn't really tell anything, honestly. But the one 4 or 5 years ago, whatever it was, it got completely dark here for like 5 or 6 minutes in the middle of the afternoon. The temperature dropped like 20 degrees like that. It was cool. I don't think there's any point. If you don't live in the totality thing, it's pointless. You can't tell. You wouldn't even know it was happening if somebody didn't tell you. But if you ever get an opportunity to see an eclipse in the path of totality, even if you have to drive an hour, 2 hours, whatever to go see it, it is something. I mean, it's pretty cool to see. But no, didn't see anything today with the eclipse today. The path of totality was too far away. But the one 4 or 5 years ago was unbelievable. I think the one today was more of started in Texas, went up through the Midwest into the Northeast. I think that's where like the best places to be for this one were. The last one that came through 4 or 5 years ago started in like Canada, Northwest, and sort of came down and ended in like southeastern United States, Charleston area. So it pretty much passed right over here. And that was cool to see. What spring game are you streaming on Saturday? A bunch of them. Well, I guess say a bunch. It depends on the times. I mean, I'll probably be streaming for most of the day on Saturday. As long as there are spring games on, I'll be streaming. So we'll probably start streaming, I guess, around noon or 1 o'clock, depending on when the spring games are starting on Saturday, and we'll go until there's no more spring games on. Love how you got the helmets now, Lou. Yeah, I think they look good. I'm happy with the way they've come out. So that's the entire Power 5, or what we used to call the Power 5. I guess now we call it the Power 4, but that's the entire Power 4 plus Notre Dame up there now. So 68 helmets. That's 68 helmets up there now. I've got another 50-something that are not Power 4. So, you know, whether you're talking about Group of 5, Service Academies, FCS helmets, I've got the entire Ivy League. None of that is up on the wall, but it is going. You can't. I can probably put maybe 2 or 3 more rows. You can't see, the camera's not showing it, but I could probably put 2 or 3 more rows above this top row, and then I got all this room here on this side of the chair and on the other side of the chair. So I think we're gonna have plenty of room to get them all up. Next eclipse in 20 years. If the rapture doesn't happen by then, it will definitely happen that day. Yeah, right. When you say the next eclipse isn't happening in 20 years, I'm guessing you mean one that you can see. Because eclipses happen in other places. There was an eclipse in South America not that long ago. As far as the rapture goes, you have good luck with that. Did you watch Auburn's spring game? Yeah, they can't score. Auburn, what a shock. They've got a terrible fucking quarterback and they can't score. Five red zone trips, 5 field goals. Yeah, I mean, here, look, I don't feel any differently this year about Auburn than I did last year. If they ever get a quarterback that can run Hugh Freeze's offense, I think they'll be a pretty good team. Until that point, they're not going to do anything. And Peyton Thorne's terrible. So, I saw Jesus moonwalk across the actual moon today. That's amazing. That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. Auburn's kicker looked good. Yeah, 58 or 50-something yarder to win the game. But, I mean, Auburn was in the red zone 5 times and kicked 5 field goals. And then they kicked a 58-yarder on top of that. So, I mean, it's no offense for the barn. That receiver looked good, but didn't we already know that? True freshman. But there's nobody to throw him the ball. Peyton Thorne's not that good. Sorry. Not that good. Does the eclipse blind you? Well, anytime you look at the sun, it can blind you. Yes. You're not supposed to look at the sun. Have you ever tried to look at the sun? There's a reason it hurts. It's because you're not supposed to do it. Rudy's spring game will be televised on Peacock/NBC. Well, it's streaming on Peacock. Yeah, streaming on Peacock. The Notre Dame game. What's up, Miles? I just got in an argument with a guy that thinks Gene Chizik is the best Auburn head coach. I can't deal with these people. Who is the best Auburn head coach? Pat Dye? I don't know. Earthquakes scare me more than anything. I've never been involved in an earthquake. The idea of an earthquake is pretty scary, though. There's no warning with earthquakes is the scariest part to me. Some things, even tornadoes, you kind of have a little bit of a warning. I mean, you know a storm is coming. You might not know it's going to result in a tornado, but you have some, storms don't generally pop up out of nowhere. And hurricanes, of course. Look, I hate hurricanes. I feel bad for people who lose their property and stuff in hurricanes, but as far as like people that lose their lives in hurricanes, you knew for 2 weeks that thing was coming and you sat there. So, like, what are you doing? Get out, leave. Just get out for a week, But you always got these people talking about, I rode through 19 hurricanes. Well, they can put that on your tombstone when it, washes over top of your house, I guess. But the ones that, the natural disasters where there's no warning, those are the worst. Volcano, same type of thing. Why are you living next to a volcano? And, oh my God, did you see that? There's lava coming down the hill. Bro, you built a house next to a volcano. I mean, I know you didn't know it was going to erupt today, but for fuck's sake, man, didn't you ever wonder how come that land was so fucking cheap? God damn, you built next to a volcano, dummy. Who's going to pay for those who can't afford to leave? The government. The government busts you out. Go to a shelter and get on a bus. They bust you out. Georgia versus Clemson. Who do you got? Is that a serious question? Georgia. I'm so excited to get to watch Foul Ming one more time. You sound like a butthurt Tennessee fan who doesn't have a big man that can guard Zach Edey. That's what you sound like to me. Uconn's got a big man. Tennessee doesn't. How did Deion get votes for the top 10 college football? Dylan, I'll never understand that. I'll never understand that. But somebody, or either one or two people, voted Deion as a top 10 coach in all of college football, and it's just impossible for that to make sense. It's absolutely impossible for anybody to try to make sense of that stupid ass list that ESPN put out. Because Deion had 2 points. That means either one person voted him the number 8 coach in the country, which would have given him 2 points, or I'm sorry, the 9th best coach in the country, which would have given him 2 points, or 2 people voted in the 10th best coach in the country, which would have given him 2 points. In any case, those people ought to be locked up in a rubber room and gagged for the remainder of their natural lives. Bronny James declared for the draft, and he entered the portal too. So I don't know how the rules work in the NBA. If you have a certain amount of time where you can like put your name into the draft, gauge interest, and then take your name out if you decide to stay in college. I don't know the rules on that, but I know he's in the transfer portal college-wise, and he submitted his name for the NFL draft. So which one he ends up doing, I've got no idea. I only watched 2 Southern Cal games this year. You guys know I only watch college basketball games if I bet on them. So I'm not an expert on college basketball at all. I only watched 2 Southern Cal basketball games this year. He didn't start in either of those games. He barely played. When he did play, he didn't look that good. Now, I don't know what he looked like the rest of the time. Maybe he's amazing. I don't know. But I wasn't impressed with anything I saw from Bronny James, but I didn't see very much. What's with the NCAA putting championship games on a Monday? Oh, they're fucking retarded. Well, this is the only championship game the NCAA puts on a Monday. The NCAA does. If you're talking about the college football national championship, the NCAA doesn't have anything to do with that. That's controlled by the college presidents and ESPN, as far as what time that comes on. The NCAA doesn't run the college football playoff. The NCAA does run March Madness. Somebody please explain to me, what does it mean when players point to their inner forearm? What, this? Like, I don't know. I've never seen a player doing this. I don't know. So I don't know what that means. You're proud of Bama's effort in the Final Four? Yeah, Bama tried real hard. I was proud of them too. G-Man says ice in your veins. That might be it. That would make sense, I guess. Anything's better than this. I hope they cut that shit out. That shit they were doing in football last year. If somebody got a first down, if they completed a pass, if they caught a pass, if they made a tackle, if they scored, if they tied their shoes correctly, anything. They jumped up as quick as they could and they went. And I got so sick of seeing that shit it made my head fucking spin. I need Purdue to win for a payout, says SEC football. Well, I got bad news for you then. It'd be a big payout if they win, though. Big payout if they win, but no, I can't see Purdue winning. I mean, like I said, I could definitely be wrong. I'm no expert, but I did take Uconn -7. I have Uconn -7, and I have the total points scored being an odd number. Not for Uconn, but total for both teams. So Purdue's score plus Uconn's score at the end of the game being an odd number. Those are the 2 bets I have in that. I am looking forward to watching Klingon versus Zach Edey, though. These 2 big men for these 2 teams. Klingon for Uconn and Zach Edey for Purdue. That is going to be an interesting matchup. But here we go. Opening tip-off championship game of the Final Four. And Zach Edey wins the tip. Purdue possession here. Damn, no defense by Uconn. They finally get to him. Kicks it out. I don't know why he didn't shoot that ball when he was wide open on the baseline. Purdue still with the ball, dribbling around, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Edey working on Klingon. Bang, bang, bang. Hook shot, no good. Rebounded by Edey. And it's going to be a jump ball, which means Uconn possession. Got our first look at Klingon versus Edey. And the Klingon wins the first battle. Not a good looking shot by Edey. He did jump on the rebound, but then called a jump ball. So it'll go to Uconn here. Still no score. Game just underway. Uconn with possession. For 3, wide open. Missed it. Rebounded by Uconn. Good look at a 3 there, but Missed it. Uconn down low. Another jump hook. This one good. Not by Zach Edey, but somebody else down low with a little jump hook. And it's good. Purdue's on top 2-0. 18:50 to go in the first half. Uconn with possession now. South Carolina's women basketball national champions. Yeah, dominant. Undefeated season. Looked good yesterday. That three is good from Uconn. Spencer drains it from the three-point line. Uconn 3, Purdue 2. 18.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Just got started here in the national title game. Uconn a 7-point favorite. I did bet on Uconn -7. Edey with the ball at the top of the key, kicks it out. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Looking for room, drives, lays it in, good. And the foul. Chance for a 3-point play here for Purdue. USC junior football program still sucks. Yeah, it doesn't look like that's changing anytime soon, does it? But their women's basketball team is dominant, that's for sure. Hey, what's up, Mike? Have fun on your trip. Hashtag pay Lou. Yeah, going out of town tomorrow. Be back Friday. I know a lot of y'all probably already had your spring break wherever you live. They have spring. Y'all know I live in the Augusta area. They have spring break every year here. Lines up with Masters Week. So it's spring break this week. Kids all out of school, all that kind of stuff. We're going out of town tomorrow. Be back on Friday. Uconn dribbles down low, puts up a wild-looking shot, no good, but draws the foul. Purdue up 5-3. Couple of minutes into the game here. Uconn will be going to the free throw line. Robert says, I think Uconn's going to win tonight. Jerry Wells says, you're going to Calhoun, Georgia. No. I don't think anybody has ever woke up and said, you know where I'm going today? Calhoun, Georgia. I definitely haven't. So, no, not going to Calhoun, Georgia. Can't think of a single reason to do that. First free throw is good. 5-4 the score now. Purdue on top. When are you going to have a stream for your call-in show? I guess we'll get back to that next week. I've been out of town this will be the 4th week in a row I've been out of town. So I haven't been able to do the call-in show in a while. Well, I haven't really been out of town every time. But we streamed. There was a lot of Thursdays where I did a show, but it wasn't a call-in show because we were streaming March Madness games. But I guess with basketball ending now, we'll get back to the call-in shows next week. All tied up 5 apiece. Purdue with a good-looking pass right underneath. No good. Blocked by Klingon. Rebound Purdue. I'm sorry. Rebound Uconn. Rebound Uconn. Spencer. The layup, good. 7-5. Uconn takes their first lead of the game, coming up on 17 minutes to go in the first half. Nick, thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate you helping to support the channel, man. I mean that a lot. A lot. I'll read that in just a second. Zach Edey with another jump hook. This one's good. His first points of the game, and we're all tied up at 7 apiece. Nick says, hey, Lou, it's been a minute. I wanted to say hi. Yeah, good to see you in here, man. Good to see you in here. And thank you again for the super chat. That really does mean a lot. I appreciate that. I always appreciate the super chats, but especially during the off season, it means a lot. It's hard out here for a college football YouTuber in the off season. So, Nick, I really appreciate you tuning in tonight, buddy. Do you watch or care about baseball? No. No, I don't. I don't think I could watch baseball even by gambling on it. That's how boring it is to me. I definitely ain't doing no baseball streams. There's zero chance of that. That's just way too boring. Uconn with the ball, all tied up at 7. Underneath the Klingon, and he dunks it. Watch out, Zach Edey. You're going to get hurt under there fucking around, buddy. Klingon ain't no joke. He's one of them Star Trek type, Klingon type aliens. 9-7, Uconn up 2, coming up on 16 minutes to go. Purdue down low to Edey. Backs Klingon down and lays it up and in. All tied up, 9 apiece. Zach Edey has scored the last 4 points now for Purdue. He's 2 of 3. Purdue now with the ball Uconn now with the ball, all tied 9 apiece. Down low to Klingon. Kicks it out, 3-point land. Doesn't want to take the shot. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Puts it up over Edey and good. Back and forth now the last couple of minutes. Uconn now up to 11-9. 15 and a half minutes to go in the first quarter. The pitch clock has baseball way faster, says Eat, Chew, Review. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't watched a baseball game, and I couldn't tell you when. Zach Edey down low again. Jump hook, no good. Good defense by the Klingon that time. Uconn wants to run. Long pass, misses a layup, but Uconn gets the rebound, kicks it out for 3. Nope, changes his mind. And did he travel? Yes. Should have took the 3. Wide open 3, and I don't know why he hesitated. And then he couldn't decide whether he wanted to shoot or dribble, so he did half of each. He got called with a travel there. Turnover by Uconn is going to give the ball back to Purdue. Uconn 11, Purdue 9 is your score early in the first half. When's Tennessee basketball play tonight? They don't. You love to see the big men going hard in the paint, says Sam. Did you watch South Carolina versus Iowa on Saturday? Yes, I did. Because I had bet that one. South Carolina minus, was it 6.5? I think. I won the bet, whatever it was. I think South Carolina minus, I think 6.5. They ended up winning by like 12. Yep. Yeah. Jeremy G, thank you for the Cash App, buddy. Let's see what he has to say. Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you for helping to support the channel today, man. I really mean that. I had a feeling that South Carolina was going to win. They were just too stacked, and they only had one all-star player on Iowa, which is Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Caitlin Clark's amazing, but South Carolina's just a better team than Iowa. But yeah, Caitlin Clark is amazing. She's fun to watch. Real fun. Caitlin Clark had 18 points in the first quarter of that game. After the first quarter, Caitlin Clark was on pace to score 72 points. And she didn't. She slowed down after that, but that first quarter by Caitlin Clark was unbelievable. Hey, is UJ's toughest game against Texas or Ole Miss, both on the road? Or, well, either that or Bama, those 3. Probably Texas. I think Texas is probably the best team of those 3, and it's the most unfamiliar environment. With Georgia never really having played there. They don't play at Bama or at Ole Miss very often either, but they've played at Bama and at Ole Miss a lot more than they've played, of course, at Texas. But all 3 of those will be challenging. I don't think Georgia's winning all 3 of those games. I mean, I don't think anybody in the SEC is going undefeated. So, now, that's easy to say. Trying to figure out which of those games they might lose, that's harder. Because I don't think anybody thinks Georgia's losing all 3 of them. And there are some people that think Georgia's going to win all 3. Georgia's favored in all 3. At least right now they are. They're like a 4 or 5 point favorite against Bama. I think they're about a 12-point favorite against Ole Miss, and they're like a 2-point favorite on the road at Texas or something like that. But I don't think they'll win all 3. When will Georgia be a basketball school? Never. They're a football school. Of the teams joining new conferences, who do you think will have the best first season? Oregon, Stanford? Not Stanford. Stanford's horrible. They might be the worst team in the Power 4. I think SMU could be decent into the ACC. Oregon, I think, will be good into the Big Ten. Arizona and Utah, I think, will be good into the Big 12. All right, 11-9. Game back on now. Purdue with possession. Wow, alley-oop to Edey, and he slams it home. Good-looking play that time by Purdue. All tied up 11 apiece. Good game so far. 14 and a half minutes to go in the first half. We're all tied up at 11. Uconn now with possession after that Zach Edey alley-oop slam. 10 seconds on the shot clock. drives, dishes it out for 3 in the corner, nails it. Wow. Didn't hesitate that time. Same guy that traveled last time on the hesitation on the open 3. Didn't hesitate that time, and he drains it from the corner. Uconn up 14-11 over Purdue. Stanford is about to run the ACC. Yeah, that. Come on, stop it. Stanford's horrible, man. Stanford's horrible. Purdue drives, lays it up, no good. Uconn rebound and a foul on Purdue in the backcourt. Uconn with a 3-point lead, just under 14 minutes to go in the first half. What about the home run derby? What about it? What is the one team that you hate that you never want to see win a national championship for the rest of your lifetime? I don't really hate any team at all. I mean, Georgia has rivals, but I don't really hate any coach, player, team. There's so I don't really know how to answer that. Zach Edey with a block. Uconn gobbles up the rebound though. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Drives, but blocked again. Edey with back-to-back blocks in the paint on that possession by Uconn, out of bounds off Purdue. So Uconn will keep the ball, but there's only going to be 6 seconds on the shot clock here. So they're going to have to get a shot off quick here on this inbound pass. You hated Dan Mullen with the 50 videos you had about him. Why would I hate? I never hated Dan Mullen. I wish Florida still had Dan Mullen. Beck, Milroe, Cook, Nussmeier, Ewers, Mertz, Nico, Green. SEC has loaded QBs, says Floby. Zach Edey in the paint. Jump hook. Good. 1-point game. Uconn 14, Purdue 13. 13 minutes to go in the first half. Drives off the glass and good for Uconn. Back to a 3-point lead. Uconn 16, Purdue 13. The dangerous thing here, if you're Purdue, you're staying in the game right now. Down a point, down 2 points, down a point, down 3 points. Uconn just, in every game I've watched them play, at some point they just have that other gear. They seem to put it in, offensively and defensively, and just out of the blue, before you know it, they're on like an 8, 10, 12-point run, and it's just almost unstoppable. Edey off the glass and good, and he's fouled. So chance for a 3-point play here for Purdue. This will tie things up if he can make the free throw. Uconn might three-peat. I don't know, and I don't know enough to know what players they're losing and who's coming back and all that. So I don't really have any way. I don't really have an opinion on that. This might be an all-time game though. Maybe. Do you like them playing the FF at a football stadium with 70,000 people, or should it be at a basketball arena? I don't know. I've never been to a basketball game, so I don't really know if one is better than the other or not. I mean, if it's a football arena, I'm assuming some of the seats are really far away, but it doesn't matter to me. I'm never going to a basketball game, so they could play it on the moon for all I care. Uconn scores again quick that time. Retakes the lead 18-16, 11:50 to go in the first half. Purdue with the ball. Kicks it out to 3. Now down low to Edey. Back out to 3 again. Great defense by Uconn. Kicks it out again. Purdue for 3. No good. Purdue gets the rebound. Puts it up and draws a foul. Purdue will be shooting free throws again. Watching a basketball game in a football stadium sucks, says Texas Rocks. Lou, could you handle a 7-inning game and check the box score in the morning? What? Final Four always gets great attendance playing in football stadiums, but I heard some of the views in the stadium are terrible. Joel Klatt said a while back that both the first two rounds of a 12-team playoff should be on campus. Do you agree? Well, the first round is on campus. I think every college football game ever played should be on campus. I mean, I've been saying that for however long I've had my channel. Do you care about Tyson versus Paul? No, because it's not a real fight. If it was a real fight, I would care. I mean, I'll probably still watch it since it's on Netflix, but I think it's on Netflix, right? But no, I don't care about it. I mean, I hope Tyson knocks him out, but he's not gonna. That would be the funniest outcome. Yeah, I don't mind the national championship game being at a neutral site. That's just fair. But everything besides bowl games and the national championship should be on a college campus. Pointless extra long commercial break in the game, if you're wondering what's going on. Pointless extra long commercial break is what this is here. Edie looking good? Yeah, well, Edie is good. Edie is good. When is the call-in show coming back? Probably next week. Florida, Georgia should be played on rotate between campuses in Jacksonville every 3 years. Why Jacksonville at all? Why? All right, Purdue with the ball. They're down 18-16, coming up on 11 minutes to go in the first half. And this looks like it's going to be a foul on Uconn, trying to guard Edie down low. Grabbed a hold of his arm. Foul, a non-shooting foul on Uconn there. Because of the tradition and fanfare. Well, then we should not change any games to campus then, because of tradition. Just because you've been doing something for a long time doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Uconn with the ball, tied up, 18 apiece. Shot, no good. Rebounded by Purdue. A chance for Purdue to take the lead here. 10.5 minutes to go. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Uconn. All tied up, still 18. Come on, Uconn, what are y'all doing? Go on a run here. Give and go. No good. Stolen by Purdue. Fast break. Blocked. Back-to-back turnovers. Uconn with the ball. Corner 3, wide open for Uconn. Drains it. That's the difference in the game so far, has been Uconn's ability to hit that 3. I don't think Purdue has hit a 3 yet that I can remember. It's been pretty much the Zach Edey show down low for Purdue, and Uconn draining wide open 3s from the corner. 21-18. Pass to Zach Edey, no good, but he tips in the rebound. but they called a foul. Miller Moss will ball out for USC this year, says Floby. I bought four future tickets last April. One was Purdue and another Uconn, so my toes are tapping, says Pete. You're a winner either way. You're a winner either way. Edie at the free throw line misses the first one, breaks it off the back of the rim. It's still a 3-point lead for Uconn with 9:49 to go in the first half. Second free throw attempt. Drains that one. 2-point game, 21-19 is the score. Uconn up 2 with 9:45 to go and possession. Uconn dribbling out wide. Top of the key now. Screen. Back out to 3-point land. Drives inside to Klingen. Off the glass. No good. Rebounded by Zach Edey. Purdue with the ball and they trail by 2. 9:15 to go in the first half. Dribble drive off the glass and in. Good. Nice looking play there by Purdue. Ties it up 21 apiece with 9 minutes to go now. Lou don't watch wrestling. No, I don't. Bunch of screens back to back now for Uconn trying to get something open. Klingen with the ball at the top of the key. 3-pointer, wide open. Short, well short. Not a good looking shot. That was that guy that had nailed those 2 threes from the top of the corner earlier. Not a good shot that time. Purdue with the ball all tied up, 21 apiece. Ah, wow. Bad foul there. Lucky he didn't get hurt. Purdue's going to be shooting 2. I really need Uconn to be winning at the half, says Colby. Would you take Uconn money line for the first half? Shay says, why'd you bet Uconn? Everybody bet Uconn. Everybody bet Uconn. Why'd you bet Uconn? What kind of a question is that? Why'd you bet Uconn? Everybody bet Uconn. LSU has been a quarterback school since 2019. Burrow, Daniels, now Nussmeier. Caleb Williams did his nails because his mom is a nail tech. Our bowl game against Purdue in 2021 was BS. We got screwed. Every time Tennessee loses, y'all come in here with the we got screwed routine. The referees, this same faked injuries, or this player didn't play. It rained. Edey with another jump hook, and Purdue up by 2, 23-21 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. I think if you paint your fingernails, then you play football specifically. If you're a quarterback, I think you're weak. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't paint my nails, and I don't think I ever would. I also don't give a fuck if someone else does. Uconn for 3, no good. What bothers people is weird. The number of people that get bothered by things that have absolutely no effect on them at all is odd to me. Uconn with the ball and they're down 2, 23-21. Off the glass and good. Tied up again. Coming up on 7 minutes to go. 23 apiece is your score. So far, Zach Edey is winning the Zach Edey versus Klingen battle. I mean, that's for sure. Down low to Edey again. Jump hook, no good that time, but they're going to get... did they get Edey for a foul? I don't have the volume on, and they go to a commercial break. I'm guessing that foul was on Uconn, but the look on Edie's face made it look like they called it on Edie, so I don't know. Ryan Conti was timed out. Uh-oh. What'd Ryan do? Ryan says, I like to suck cock. Don't time him out for that. Who gives a shit? The guy likes to suck a dick. Who cares? Don't have to time him out for that. Lou not bothered by painted nails, but sure was bothered by a gold pacifier. Does anyone listen to AC/DC? I know a couple of their songs. Do you get comments when you wear that shirt in public? Yeah, of course you do. Jumping off a 15-foot ladder, no joke, like 12 plus 3 outside. Oh, you're talking about wrestling. I got no interest in that at all. Ryan likes to suck dick. Must be a Tennessee fan, says Brett. I think there's gay people in every fan base, to be honest. That stupid Josh Williams kid better not be doing this again. It's weird that Michigan's starting QB for this year has a last name called Orgy. Yeah, you spelled it wrong, but that's how it's pronounced, though. Yeah. But you did spell it wrong. Biggs Mike says hit the thumbs up. Now, that's a good idea. Let's see if we can get to 100 thumbs up. I don't know. There's 138 people in here. We might be able to get to 100 thumbs up. Georgia wins the NCAA tournament next year in men's and women's basketball. Come on, man. You sound like a Tennessee football fan with that level of delusion. Travel on Edie. No fouls will be called on him today. Traveling is a foul, but okay. Imagine Ohio State-Michigan game was like Florida-Georgia game, held in a neutral site like the Browns Stadium. I dislike neutral site regular season games, too. Yeah, Texas and Oklahoma is that way, played at a neutral site. I don't like neutral site games. I like home and home series. I don't like neutral site games that are played in week 1 in these kickoff classic games, like, Georgia's playing. This just doesn't make any sense. So, Georgia plays Clemson 2 years ago, neutral site game in Charlotte. Now we play Clemson neutral site game in Atlanta. It was a 2-game deal. Well, why couldn't we just play the first game at Clemson and the second game in Athens? This shit doesn't make any sense to me. I don't get it. I lose my wrench every stream for some reason, even though I'm still a Patreon member. I don't even recognize that name. And we haven't reset the wrenches since like January. So you're either logged into a different account or a troll account or a wrong account or something, but no one gets their wrenches taken away. I reset the wrenches about 4 times a year and then I add them back on Patreon streams. And we've done 4 Patreon streams since the Super Bowl. But that's the only way to get a wrench is to show up on a Patreon stream. So I don't even recognize your name. So like I said, I don't know if you're logged into a troll account or a different account or you changed your account name or what, I don't know. Arkansas just got new coach. Calipari, right? From Kentucky. I'm ready for college football Saturdays. Yeah, well, we got we're in April, May, June. I got 4 months, 5 months. Schultz says, fuck Disney. What'd Disney do to you? Mad at Disney. That's the last Patreon stream I was on. It's all good. I'll just catch the next one. All right. Ohio State fans are the Jackson of college football. Purdue is just Purdue without Edie. Yeah, fuck Disney and Paramount. Paramount too? Dang. 26-23, Uconn with a 3-point lead, 6:23 to go in the first quarter. Uconn with the ball on a 3-point lead. Klingon spin move on Edie, no good. Blocked by Edie. Purdue with possession. Down 3, 6 minutes to go in the first half. Kicks it out to three-point land, nowhere to go with it. Dribbles into the lane, shoots. No good, but tipped in by Edey. 26-25, 1 point game. Uconn crying. They wanted a goaltending call. It didn't look like goaltending to me in real time, but I don't know. Uconn with the ball in a 1 point lead. 5.5 minutes to go now in the first half. Uconn dribbles it off his foot. Puts up a shot. It goes in. They called a foul, but what did they call it? Not. I guess they said they fouled him before he was shooting the ball. I don't know what they call. Again, watching these basketball games with no sound on, a lot of times it's hard to know what the fuck these refs are calling. But they called some kind of a foul on Purdue, and Uconn's inbounding the ball now. A 1 point lead. Klingen into the lane, puts up a shot. In. Didn't look pretty, but it went in. Uconn back to a 3 point lead now, coming up on 5 minutes to go in the first half. 28-25 is your score. Purdue with the ball. Edey is a baller. Yeah, Edey's no joke. Edey's no joke. Especially at the college level where he's just so much bigger than 99% of the centers he's playing against. That being said, he puts up a shot there and misses it. And Uconn will have possession now with a 3 point lead. We'll see how Edey does in the NBA where, they tend to have bigger bodies. But he bullies a lot of people in college, that's for sure. What is he, 7'4"? I mean, even in the NBA, he's going to be tall. But there's more tall bodies in the NBA, obviously, than there are in college. But he bullies a lot of people here at the college level. 28-25, Uconn with the ball in a 3 point lead. Wow, what a pass. Reverse layup, good. 30-25. This is where Purdue needs to be careful here, because in these spots here, Uconn can turn it on, and before you know it, you're down 15 points. Purdue needs a basket here. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Down low. No good. I think that's off Uconn, though. Purdue catches a break there. Terrible shot by Purdue. But Uconn couldn't corral a rebound and knocks it out of bounds. I think Purdue's going to keep possession here, but Purdue better be careful. I've watched enough Uconn to know. These are the types of situations where you walk out of the room for 30 seconds, you come back in, and Uconn's done put up 12 points before you know what the fuck happened. 30-25, Uconn up by 5. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Purdue. Edey down low, needs a basket here. No good. Rebounded by Uconn. This is bad if you're Purdue. Long 3, no good. Rebounded by Purdue. They need to score. Purdue needs to score. I mean, I don't need them to score. I've got Uconn -7, so I'm fine if Uconn goes on a run, but dribble drive. Yep, off his own knee. Purdue dribbled it off. The Purdue player dribbled it off his own knee. Turnover by Purdue, and Uconn's going to have the ball back with a 5 point lead. 3:49 to go in the first half, and they're taking another pointless commercial break. Edey's going to run out of gas. You would think so, but I just saw him put a stat up on the screen that said Edey has only sat out 33 seconds of the last 2 games. But maybe that's why he's wore out. I mean, I don't know. But it seems like he's in shape. Need Uconn to win by half and the game, and Purdue to score 68 points. You've got Uconn on the money line at halftime and money line for the game. I mean, the payout couldn't have been much on that. Vandy is the hardest place to play in the SEC. Oh, okay. I see what you're doing there. Low-level trolling there. Uncle Lou, it's just my opinion. I think Caleb Williams is a great athlete, similar to Patrick. Where Caleb differs from Patrick is the mental fortitude. Chase Hamilton says, quit your bitching pussy. I'm not sure if he's talking to me. Was I bitching about something? Not sure if I was or not. What's up, Chase? With your bitching pussy. Type. Any more helmets to hang up? Yeah, about 50 more. That's just the Power 4 there. I got all the FCS, the group of 5 FCS service academies, Ivy League. There's about 60 more. Hey Lou, Ohio State man fucked a battery. Oh no. Okay. When is the call-in show coming back? Somebody want to answer him? I've already answered it like 9 times. Next week. Type. That goddamn Lou's streaming again. I'm going to go type something in his comment section. Raj. Is the Mountain West in the Power 5? No. Mountain West is not in the Power 5. There is no Power 5. Power 4. Plus Notre Dame, Oregon State, and Washington State. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore whether we call something the Power 5, the Power 4, the Group of 5. None of that matters. It's the 4 highest conference ranked champions get a bye. The 6 highest ranked conference champions or the 5 highest ranked conference champions get into the playoffs. So it doesn't matter whether we call a team Power 5, Power 4, Group of 5, Group of 4, Independent. None of that matters. It only matters where you're ranked at the end of the season. That's it. It doesn't matter what sort of classification the fans put you in terms of being a Power 5 or Power 4 school or not. Highest ranked, the 4 highest ranked conference champions get a bye in the first round of the playoffs. The 5 highest ranked conference champions are guaranteed a spot in the playoffs. Purdue hits a jumper to get it within 5, 32-27. That's the first points Purdue has scored in a while. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Uconn with a 5-point lead and possession. Dribble. Way out wide. Top of the key now. Baseline. Charge. They're going to get Uconn with a charge. Turnover. Purdue's ball. Are you going to Georgia Spring game? No. If Uconn is up by 10 at half, the chances for Purdue to win are low, says G-Man. 5-point lead for Uconn. Purdue's got the ball. 2.5 minutes to go. Zach Edey with the ball at the top of the key. Hands it off. Wanted to take a 3. Couldn't do it. Pump fake. Didn't trick anybody. Now he backs up. Resets the offense. Edey sets a screen. Now they shoot a 3. Good. I think that's Purdue's first 3 of the half, unless I missed one. But they finally hit a 3-pointer. And it's a 2-point game. Uconn 32, Purdue 30. And Uconn is taking a timeout here with 2:09 to go. Liberty will become America's team next year. No, they won't. Oregon wins a natty for the 2024 season. Go Ducks. Says no quarter tie. What is the last team to win back-to-back? What, in basketball? Florida. Who did you take? I took Uconn -7. I took Uconn -7 and the final score of the game to be an odd number. So whatever the total points, Uconn plus Purdue total points, odd number. Because I'm a degenerate gambler. In that. 2 and also. Addition to that as well. And also. And 2. And addition to that. Also. What the hell? want that. How in the hell? Basketball? Yes. Basketball. Basketball? Uconn looking good so far. I don't know. Both teams. It's a close game. Both teams are playing well. Zach Edey's dominating down low. And Uconn so far has been the better three-point shooting team, although Purdue just did make a three-pointer. How in the hell is UJ baseball not ranked yet is what I don't understand. I couldn't tell you anything about who's ranked where or what. No idea. Lou, are you streaming the minor league South Core pickleball game? No. I'm not. Purdue tires out. They don't have the Uconn depth, says Clayton. Lou, did you hear about Clemson's spring practice? I heard so much about it, I made a 20-minute video on it yesterday. Will Brock Bowers be the first UJ player selected in the draft? Yes, he will. I would assume. Who's the next spring game worth watching? There's a bunch on Saturday. A bunch. Just take your pick. Clemson will suck again in 2024, says Schultz. Yeah, I got serious concerns about Clemson's offense. It doesn't look too good. Doesn't look too good. 2:09 to go back from that timeout now. 32-30, Uconn up over Purdue with 2:09 to go in the first half. And Uconn will have possession, inbounding the ball here with 24 seconds on the shot clock and a 2-point lead. Floater, good. 4-point lead now for Uconn, 34-30. Purdue's done a good job of not letting Uconn go on one of those runs they tend to do in every single game they play where they just put teams away. Every time it looks like Uconn's getting something going, Purdue answers. 4-point game. Down low to Edey. No good, but Purdue gets the rebound. See, that's what you can't have happen if you're Uconn. When you actually defend Edey successfully and he misses the shot, you have to get the rebound. You can't let Purdue get a second chance off of those. It's hard enough to defend Edey. So if you're going to do it, you got to get the fucking rebound and not let Purdue keep the ball. But they were not able to do that. Purdue keeps possession with 6 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to call timeout. 34-30 is the score, and here we are, the timeout parade. Under 2 minutes to go in a college basketball half equals about 45 minutes of real time. So here we go with the timeout and the commercial parades. Lou, I don't watch your live streams. I just type in the chat. Yeah, right. I know. A cornhole championship stream coming soon. So many timeouts. Unwatchable. Well, turn it off. It's funny to hear people now complaining about OSU's NIL situation now that they figured it out. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun, says Joe West. Do you really think talent has been Ohio State's issue, Joe? Is that what you think? Talent is not the issue for Ohio State. Not at all. Would you rather have Cade Klubnik or Graham Cracker Mertz? I'd rather have Graham Mertz. Rather have Graham Mertz than Cade Klubnik. In fact, I don't even have to think about that. Last year, I would have taken Cade Klubnik because we'd never seen him play before, and I would rather have taken a chance on someone being good than to go with what I knew I was getting from Graham Mertz. But now, having seen them both play, no, Cade Klubnik doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Purdue with a block out near the three-point line, or Uconn with a block on Purdue. A turnover. Uconn's now got the ball, 1:20 to go in a 4-point lead. Let's see if they can add to it here at the end of the first half, which would be good, of course, for Lou. I have Uconn -7. Nope, now they're going to turn it over. Jump ball, and I think this will be Purdue this time, won't it? No, Uconn. Uconn keeps possession on the jump ball. Colby says Clemson down bad. Yeah, Clemson's down bad. Clemson fans are down so bad they want K. Klubnik benched for some walk-on that nobody's ever heard of. You mean the biggest brand in all of college football? Lou, would you rather have Beck or Milroe? That can't be a serious question. That can't be. That can't be. The only people that would rather have Milroe than Beck is the dumbest 10% of the Alabama fan base. Most of the Alabama fan base even is smart enough to take Beck over Milroe, but the dumbest 10% of Bama fans would probably say Milroe. Was that Klingon with a 3? I think it was, and of course it was no good, but Uconn gets the rebound. What is Klingon doing taking threes? What are you doing? Go camp out underneath the basket, dude. What in the fuck? Runner, no good. Tip, in. Second chance shot, good for Uconn. 6-point lead for the Huskies now, 36-30, 40 seconds to go. 15-second difference between the game clock and the play clock, so Uconn will get the ball back. Turnover. Stolen from Purdue, and Uconn's going to have a chance here to add to their lead. Only 2-second difference in the shot clock and game clock now, so Uconn can drain this thing all the way down to 3 or 4 seconds before they have to shoot it, which wouldn't give Purdue much time. Let's see what they want to do. High screen. Didn't really work. Dribble. Fake. Shot. No good. Halftime. Uconn 36, Purdue 30. So a 6-point lead for the Huskies heading into halftime here. So far, so good for the Pay-Lou movement. I've got Uconn -7, so I just need them to add a little bit to this lead in the second half and cash me out. Dabo is purposely going to lose to Georgia to shut the bandwagons up. He's threatened to do it before, hasn't he? He has threatened to do that before and then went out and lost games, so I wouldn't put it past him at all. Now the good news for Dabo is he doesn't have to purposely lose the Georgia game. It's just going to happen automatically. Carson Beck is underrated. Well, he's rated as the #1 returning quarterback in all of college football. He really can't be rated any higher than that. In almost every single list you look at of anybody ranking returning quarterbacks, Carson Beck is #1. So I don't think he could be rated much higher than that. Who's a better QB, Milroe or Mertz? I'd probably take Milroe over Mertz. Milroe can win the Heisman? He was okay last year, but now he has a system guy that can put him in passes. Yeah, I pray to God that Kalen DeBoer is stupid enough to turn Jalen Milroe into a drop-back passer that throws 35 times a game. God, I would love that. So would everybody that Alabama plays. Who has a worse O-line, Clemson or Bama? Clemson. Yeah, Clemson. Bama's O-line got a little better towards the end of the year. First half of the season, Bama's O-line was really bad. Really bad. Especially considering the fact that we were told all offseason last year that Bama was going to have the best offensive line in all of football. They were terrible the first half of the season, but the offensive line did play a little better the second half of the season. And they've got more raw talent on that line than Clemson does, too, and more depth. Clemson's offensive line, Clemson doesn't have a center. I mean, Clemson's got so many issues, it's hard to understand. You think any big names transfer out of Georgia after the spring window opens? It would not surprise me at all. And I don't think it's, and if it, I mean, because it's going to happen in a lot of places. You're going to have, I think, a lot of surprises after spring practice. I think, I'm going to make a prediction here that a lot of people are going to be really mad when this portal window opens at the end of April and beginning of May. People already hate the portal and the way these players are changing teams and things like that. I think this is going to be like the worst we've ever seen in terms of people leaving and fans getting mad. Bryant Wesco will be the best player. If Beck wins the Natty, where would you rank him among Georgia QBs? I'd need a lot more information than that. I need to know completion percentage, passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, interceptions. I would need to know all that. It's not just about winning a Natty. I mean, Stetson Bennett's not better than Aaron Murray. I mean, Mildew is a little better than Graham Cracker Mertz, and that's simply because Mildew is a running back, but now we'll have an offensive head coach to probably help him where he lacked last year. Georgia will have TP players like all teams. Transfer portal, yeah. I don't think anybody's safe from the portal. I mean, I don't like it any more than anybody else does, but I'm just being real. Nothing surprises me anymore when it comes to players transferring. Freshmen that just enrolled in January could transfer. Seniors who have been starting for 2 years could transfer. Literally nothing would surprise me when it comes to the transfer portal and NIL. Especially since, thanks to Tennessee, we have absolutely no rules in place at all when it comes to transferring, the portal, recruiting, tampering. There are no rules, and there's nobody to enforce any rules, thanks to Tennessee. So it's gonna be wild. I don't know who would take Andrew Paul. The guy ain't played in 2 years. He hadn't played since his senior year in high school. I don't know why Andrew Paul would transfer, and if he did, I don't know who would take him. He blew his knee out and really hasn't played. So I don't necessarily disagree with you that Georgia could lose a running back, but as far as Andrew Paul particularly, I don't know who would take him. Do you think we'll start seeing players transfer mid-season? No. They can't. There is no portal window in the middle of the season. Realistically, could you see Colorado potentially making a bowl game? Yeah, I could see them making a bowl game. They're going to be a little bit better, I think, this year than they were last year, and they're playing in an easier conference this year than they did last year. I don't think the Big 12 this year will be as good as the Pac-12 last year, so I think that helps Colorado. So I would not be at all surprised to see Colorado honestly win 7 or 8 games. Did you see today where the dog post dummies called Kendall Milton a superstar? No, I didn't see that. I like Kendall Milton. He just too inconsistent. Couldn't stay healthy. And that's not a knock on him or anything. That's just the reality. The guy had just had a hard time staying on the field every year he was there. Lou loves Dion and Ryan Day, says JSC. Boy, nothing gets past you, does it? Who's the best QB for Georgia that's never won the Natty? Aaron Murray. Aaron Murray is the best college quarterback Georgia's ever had. Period. Don't worry, Lou. Trevor Etienne is going to save you. I don't need saving. Are you concerned with UJ on the defense this year with a bunch of rookies on the line and secondary? Well, there aren't any rookies on the line. I don't know what you're talking about there. Now, there's not any superstars, but all the people on the defensive line that weren't any good last year, they're all back. So there's no rookies on the line. Secondary, no, I'm not concerned about the secondary. We've got probably the second best safety in football in Malachi Starks. I think KJ Bolton and Ellis Robinson are going to play. I'm not worried about the secondary. I'm more worried. I'm worried about the same things I was worried about last year: the defensive line and the pass rush. Last year, I was right to be concerned. The defensive line was not up to standards, and pass rush was non-existent at times. What happened to? Don't get me started, please. I'm serious. Don't get me started on this, but we've got 19 NFL inside linebackers and not a single outside linebacker that can get to the quarterback. I don't understand how this keeps happening. And I already know that we're headed towards another season where I'm going to have to watch Chaz fucking Chambliss play outside linebacker. Let me tell you something right now. If you turn on a Georgia game and you see Chaz Chambliss at outside linebacker, then talent evaluation, recruiting, or development, or all three of those have gone really, really wrong. Chaz fucking Chambliss. This is a basketball stream, okay? So stop getting me all pissed off about the fact that Georgia doesn't have any good defensive linemen or outside linebackers. Okay? They don't. It is what it is. Cash App. Let's see. I appreciate that. That's something that doesn't make me mad. Ironically. Michigan cheated. That's true. Michigan cheated. They were also the best team in the country last year. I mean, both those things are true. Now, did they become the best team in the country because they were cheating? That's an unanswerable question. There's just no way to know the answer to that. The things that we know for certain: Michigan won the national title. Michigan was the best team in the country. Michigan got caught cheating. Those three things are all facts and can't be debated. The question is, did they become the best team in the country because they were cheating? And we'll never know the answer to that. We'll never know the answer to that. Are you going live this Saturday for spring games? Yes, some of it will be on Patreon. I don't know yet. I don't know who's coming on, when, where, the times, all that. Best thing I can tell you, turn the notifications on. You can click the bell on a YouTube. If you've never done that, on a YouTube channel, you have the subscribe button, of course, where you subscribe to a channel, but then there's a little bell there too. When you click that bell, it gives you a couple of options, and one of them is like, be notified when this person goes live. Make sure you have that bell clicked. And of course, if you're a member over on the Patreon page, then you already know the link will be posted on the Patreon page, and you just click the link and it'll take you to the Patreon live stream. But it'll be some YouTube and some Patreon on Saturday. I don't know the breakdown yet because I haven't looked at the times of everything coming on. I see where somebody mentioned PayPal. Let's check that real quick, and addition to that too. Wow. Joseph DiMaggio, thank you. He says, it's been a while, brother. Thanks for the laughs. I appreciate you. Very, very generous of you. It's good to see you back in here. I'm happy to have you back, not because of the PayPal. It's just good to see you back in here. Obviously, I'm thankful for the PayPal, but it's good to see you back in here. I hope things are going well for you. Pretty sure that they are. For those of you that don't know, too, by the way, that Joseph DiMaggio, what just sent that PayPal, is related to the Joe DiMaggio. Because we figured that out and had this conversation back when he first started coming around. So he is related to the Joe DiMaggio. Kirby is 1-5 versus the basketball school. Yeah, that is pretty embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Being 1-5 against Bama is pretty embarrassing. Almost as embarrassing as the fact that Alabama's head coach has 0 national titles. But that just illustrates the difference between Georgia and Bama. Bama plays every year to beat Georgia. Georgia plays every year for national titles. That's the difference between the mentality of those two programs, as illustrated by their fan base. You can clearly see KC, every time he shows up, he says the same thing. Kirby 1-5 versus Bama. I don't care what Georgia's record is against any individual school or whatever. Winning natties is the goal. To be honest with you, I don't care if we go into Tuscaloosa and lose by 100 this year. Georgia's goal isn't to beat Bama. Georgia's goal is to make the playoffs. Bama's goal is to beat Georgia. So that's the difference there. Who do you have ranked in the top 5 to start the season? Well, I don't know. I mean, the last top 25 I did was after signing day, so you'll have to go back and watch it. I don't remember my exact top 5. I know I had Georgia, Ohio State, Texas, not in that order, but in some. Those were my top 3 teams: Georgia, Ohio State, Texas. I can't remember the order. I think I had Oregon up there pretty high. I can't remember. If you just do a search for Uncle Lou Top 25, it's the one from It's the one from February. That's the most recent one I've done. I only do 3 top 25s in the off season. I do one after signing day, which I already did. I do another one after the spring games and portal window, which is in May. So I'll do another one in May, and then I do a third top 25 about 3 weeks before the season starts. Those are the only top 25s I put out in the off season. Lou, does Tennessee have a shot to make the playoffs this year? A shot? Yeah. I don't know that I would bet on them to do it. I think if Tennessee starts 4-0, then we can have a serious conversation, because in their first 4 games, they play NC State, ranked, and they play on the road at Oklahoma. Their other 2 games are nobodies. But if they're 3-0 and they go on the road to Oklahoma and win, and they're 4-0, they got a really good chance of getting in. Because they've got 8 games left, and they could probably still lose 2 of them and get in. There's going to be some 10-2 teams that get into playoffs, and if Tennessee's sitting there at the end of the year with a win at Oklahoma, a win against a ranked NC State team, and they're 10-2, and their only losses are, like, let's say close losses to Bama and Georgia, or Georgia and any other team, whatever, it's possible. But I think if they lose on the road in week 4 to Oklahoma, then they're not getting in. Because I don't think, if they can't beat Oklahoma, I don't think they're then going to win. They're not good enough to win 9 or 10 games at that point to get to the playoffs, I don't think. So I don't know if that answered your question or not, but I tried. I did try. I honestly think Tennessee will go most likely 9-3 or 8-4. Hopefully it's a fun year for us Vol faithful. Yeah, 8-4. That might be a little. Well, it's going to. 8-4 or 9-3, I think, would be disappointing depending on who those losses were to. If you get a couple of big wins, but you go 9-3, okay. If you go 9-3 and your losses are to the 3 best teams you play, say Georgia, Bama, and whoever else, then I don't know how Tennessee fans will feel about that. But a lot of it's going to depend on Nico. Tennessee fans are putting a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure on Nico for a guy that I've never seen do anything except for a couple of 4-yard touchdown runs against Iowa in a meaningless bowl game. The Eclipse is come and gone. The world didn't implode, and FSU is still in the ACC. That's unbelievable there. That is unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? I got to take about a 5-minute break. I will be back before the second half starts, though. Let's do this. 5-minute break. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back in that, too, and also. Yep, good morning. Second half underway. And guess what? Uconn has extended their lead. Now Purdue hits a 2-pointer, 7-point game. Uconn 39, Purdue 32 is our score. Again, second half just underway, 18 minutes to go in this one. Uconn a 7-point favorite. I did take Uconn -7. I also made a degenerate bet that the total points scored in the game would be an odd number. So I don't flip a coin on that, I guess. Purdue with the ball, down 7. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Uconn. Still up 7 with 17:40 to go now in the second half. Underneath, easy bucket for Uconn. 9-point lead for the Huskies now. I believe this is their biggest lead of the game. 9 points. 41-32. Coming up on 17 minutes to go in the second half. And they got Purdue with an offensive foul. Turnover. Ball back to Uconn. Will Florida have more wins this year than Vandy? Yes. Vandy might not win 3 games. Florida might win 5. So, yeah, Florida, I do think, will have more wins than Vandy. This game is over. Purdue will never be able to get the lead back, says G. Bama Boy. We'll see. That would be fine with me. I've got Uconn -7. Uconn for 3. No good. Uconn manages to grab the rebound. Oh, that's going to be a foul on Purdue, a blocking foul. And Uconn will be shooting free throws here. Hey, Lou, Ohio State and Bama fans equal Jackson. I'm not sure what that means. I don't, for some reason, I'm not getting that joke. Michigan recruits line. Everyone's going to lose someone, but those dudes have said they are staying. But in today's game, who knows? Uconn at the line shooting 2. First one, no good. Still a 9-point game. 41-32, 16:55 to go in the game. I think Lou's being gracious with 5 wins. What with Florida? I could see him getting to 5 wins. I think they potentially could get to 6 wins if a couple of teams aren't as good as people are projecting them to be. I think Florida could potentially get to 6 wins. I don't know that I would bet on that to happen, but... Holy shit! Holy fuck, who saw that from Purdue? Was that a white boy that did that? Was that a white guy that just did that for Purdue? Holy shit. That looked like street ball. Win or lose, that's going to be on the Sports Center top 10. Uconn with a jumper. No good. Uconn with a rebound. No good. Third shot, finally, goes in. And it's back to a 9-point game. But holy shit, who saw that dunk from Purdue? I can't tell if that's a white guy or a light-skinned black guy. Blue white guys can ball. LOL, shoot the lights out. That wasn't a shot. That was a... Look at that. Holy shit. I think that's a white guy. Holy fuck. Look at that. Look at that. That's unbelievable. Lou, if you didn't know what I meant, I was talking about an NFL fan who's annoying. Okay. Light-skinned black guy. Yeah, I think it was a white guy, though, not a light-skinned black guy. Don't get too offended. I'll try not to. What SEC schools will be looking for new coaches this year? Florida. Florida. That's probably it. Maybe Arkansas. Maybe Florida. Maybe Arkansas. Don't be offended by the skinned. Yeah, don't be offended by it. Whether he's white or black but light-skinned, that shouldn't offend anybody. That shouldn't offend anybody. Look, look. You can be realistic and it ain't racist, okay? For a white guy to make that play at this level of basketball is amazing. It's not, you just don't see it very often. You know, it's like a black guy winning a swim meet or something. I mean, that would be amazing if you saw that. And when you see a white guy do a dunk like that, it's amazing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with just saying, hey, that's unusual for a white guy to do that. Whatever. If that makes you mad, I don't know what to tell you. If you could make a short list for Florida's new coach, who would be on it? Lane Kiffin. I can't think of a coach in the country I don't want Florida to get more than Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin at Florida could be a problem. People think if you say anything about someone's race, it's inherently racist. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm against any forms of racism and all that, obviously, but some people just take it too far. Some people just take it too far, you know. Deion Sanders doesn't know what the fuck he's doing as a head coach. The fact that he's black is irrelevant. But, I can't make a Deion video without 100 people showing up in the comments to tell me I'm racist. And the only reason they're calling me racist is because I'm white and I'm saying Deion's a bad coach. That's their entire proof that I'm racist, is that I'm white and I say Deion's a bad coach. Now, when I spend countless hours a year railing against Billy Napier, they don't care about that. But if I think a black coach isn't any good, it's just because I'm racist. Purdue almost turned the ball over there. In fact, they did turn it over. Backcourt violation. So a 9-point lead and Uconn with the ball. Lou, you've always been straight up. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I don't worry about offending it. Look, you know how many white people unsubscribed from me when I made that Jake Fromm video? And guess how much time I spent caring? 0. Not one fucking second. I don't give a fuck. What Jake Fromm did was not right. He shouldn't have sent those text messages. He shouldn't have thought it. So he just shouldn't have done it. The fact that I come on here and say he shouldn't have done it, if that pisses you off, then you might be one of the people I don't want around here anyway. So I didn't care when all those white people got mad and called me a white apologist or whatever else they did. I didn't care about that. And when I say Deion's not any good and they call me racist, black people call me racist, I don't care about that. You know what I want? What I want to do is alienate all of the people on both extremes. I want to alienate all the white people who, well, let's just leave it alone. Y'all know what I'm saying. When half my videos piss off white racists and the other half of my videos piss off black racists, I think I'm doing it right. That's how I view that. Here's an alley-oop and a dunk by Uconn, and they might be getting ready to pour it on here, which would surprise absolutely no one except for the 9 idiots in this country who somehow put money on Purdue. Now, who was in the comment section earlier saying, why the hell would anybody bet on Uconn? This is why. They're the best team in the country, and if you close your eyes for more than 4 or 5 seconds, they can put up 20 points before you know what the fuck's going on. And it looks like that's what's about to happen here. They're about to take a 6-point halftime lead and turn it into a 20-point lead. There's another alley-oop. That's back-to-back oops. And it's now a 13-point lead. And if you get up, go to the bathroom, and come back in 2 minutes, it'll probably be a 25-point lead. This is just what Uconn does to people. Foul on Zach Edey's going to send him to the line. Uconn's basketball program, men's and women's, is insane. Is their women's team? Yeah, their women's team made the Final Four too, right? Was it Uconn and NC State? Men's and women's made the Final Four. Was that right? Uconn and NC State, I think. Men's and women's teams made the Final Four. Do I have that right? Zach Edey makes the first free throw. 12-point lead now for Uconn. Hey, Lou, say no Diddy. No Diddy? Okay. What's up with P. Diddy, by the way? Is all that shit they're saying true? You know what's sad? There's so many fucking lunatics that have been running around for the last 4 years screaming that every single famous person is a pedophile. It's like the boy that cried wolf. Now there might really be one, and it's hard to know if it's true or not until I physically see the evidence myself, because, you know, some of these people have been running around the internet for 4 and 5 years saying, you know, Tom Hanks is a pedophile, and if you order a pizza, you're a pedophile, and if you voted for Joe Biden, you're a pedophile, and if you don't, you know, suck Trump's taint from the inside out, you're a pedophile, and, you know, there's fucking tunnels underneath your local Pizza Hut to hide pedophiles, and, you know, now there might actually be one now, but it's hard to know. But if he is, he should be thrown under the jail, that's for sure. He should be thrown under the jail. 11-point lead, and Uconn with the ball wide open. 3, no good, but a whistle. What is this? I don't even know what the hell happened there. He missed the 3, and it's going to be, I guess they call a illegal screen, moving screen on Uconn is what it looked like. Again, I can't hear what they're saying. I don't have the volume on, but on the replay, it looks like a moving screen there by Uconn. Turnover, Purdue's ball. They're down 11 with just under 14 minutes to go. Wow. Edey just missed a dunk. They call goaltending? What'd they call there? I think they called goaltending on Purdue on that missed Edey dunk. Yeah, that was goaltending. Klingon put his hand up through the net. So a 9-point lead now for Uconn with 13 and a half to go. Give Purdue some credit. A lot of Uconn games I've watched, they would have ran that thing up in the last couple of minutes. Purdue's managed to put the brakes on them a little bit. Uconn with the ball into the lane. Circus shot in and good. Back to an 11-point lead, 49-38, coming up on 13 minutes now. Purdue needs to go on a run if they want to get back in this game. You know the problem, Purdue, have they only hit one three-pointer, Purdue? Another foul on Uconn. This is the same game as last night's women's game, says Dave. This goes to show how good Alabama played them. Did you say Klingon? Yeah, that's the guy's name for Uconn, that center. His name is Klingon, and he happens also to be a Klingon. It's just one of those weird coincidences there. Underneath the Edey, no good. Rebounded by Uconn, and that's going to be a foul on Purdue that time. Women's game was much better, says JC Muse. Uconn hasn't scored 10 points this whole half yet. Shaking my head. The over's not hitting, Colby. The under was the play in this game. I tried to tell you that, but you didn't listen. Uconn and the under. And I didn't bet the under. I just bet Uconn. But Uconn and the under was the play in this game. Uconn with the ball and an 11-point lead. A lot of passing. Play clock down to 2. What a shot. I don't know how that went in, but somehow it did. 13-point lead now for Uconn. This is the biggest lead of the game. 13, 51-38. Under 12 minutes to go. I think Purdue's only made one three-pointer that I can remember anyway. So if they get too far down, it's going to be hard for them to come back. Here's a 3 for Purdue. No good. Clanks off the iron. Rebound by Uconn. Maybe that's why they're not shooting any threes. They can't make any. Uconn from the corner for 3. No good. Off the iron. Rebounded by Uconn. No, did they call a foul? I don't know what they called there, and they're going to commercial break. Did they just call a foul on that rebound? And if they did, who did they call it on? Yeah, I don't know how that was a foul on Uconn either. He had position inside of it. If anything, it should have been a foul on Edey. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Edey making 2 points ain't it. You have to shoot threes to hang with Uconn, says G Bama boy. They called over the back on Edey? Oh, okay. They called it on Uconn for taking the ball away from Edey? What? If it's over the back, they call it a jump ball. I love my comment section. I ask a question, I get 3 completely different answers. I'll just wait for the game to come back on and figure it out myself. I appreciate y'all attempting to help me out, though. I really do. And tuned also. Imagine if Arkansas makes the Final Four this year. You mean next year? Talking about basketball? Talking about next year? With Calipari? I think Kentucky's going to get this Uconn coach. That's what I think. I think Kentucky's going to get this Uconn coach. Who's on first? Yes. That's right. Who is on first? You're right. Would he leave? If I was a coach anywhere in the country at any conference not named the SEC and the Big Ten, and I got offered a job in the SEC or the Big Ten, my bags would be packed so quick it'd make your head spin. Are you excited to watch Ohio State's spring game this weekend? Yeah, I'll watch some of that one. Tennessee's a basketball skew with no Final Fours. Yeah, that is bad. Man, that's bad. No Final Fours. That shit's alarming. That's what it is. Real alarming to me. It's real alarming to me. Orange and white game is this Saturday. Yeah, Georgia's is this Saturday too. True Aqua says, you're seriously telling me that you'd take a job like Vandy, Arkansas, Rutgers, or other Big Ten West teams over top-end Big 12 or ACC team? Yes. Yes. Job security, man. Job security. Let me ask you this. Is there any team in the Big 12 that you think would turn down an invitation right now from the Big 10 or the SEC? The answer is no. The answer is no. Zach Edey just airballed a free throw. I'm done with this guy, Zach Edey. This big fucking galoot-looking motherfucker. How do you airball a free throw? I mean, Shaquille O'Neal didn't even do that dumb shit, did he? And I know he couldn't make any free throws, but he didn't airball them. How do you airball a free throw? Good God, man. Get it together, Edey. What are you doing? Edey must have bet on Uconn. Another jump ball coming up here. Looks like, nope, Purdue gets possession. Still down 13, though. 11 minutes to go. Edey underneath. What foul is that? They're going to let him shoot more air balls. They're sending Edie back to the air ball line. You ain't getting fired for losing at Vandy. That's the standard. Vandy has fired some coaches. I mean, they don't, losing is a tradition at Vandy, but they have fired some coaches. Now Uconn shoots an air ball. This is unreal. Now they shoot a three. No good. Rebounded by Edie. It's been a while since anybody has scored. It's still a 13-point game, 51-38, 10 and a half minutes to go. It feels like Purdue's going to be on the free throw line for the remainder of this game. That's what it feels like. It might take an hour and a half to play this last 10 minutes. Purdue is living on the free throw line. These bricks are making the women look like Steph Curry. Brutal game, says True Aqua. I'm down for the relegation mega league for NCAA football. I don't know if we'll ever see that, but it's an interesting idea. All right, an 11-point game now after Purdue makes a couple of free throws. Uconn with the ball, and it's been a while since they scored. Coming up on 10 minutes to go in a game. They're up 11. Dribble, drive, kicks it back out. Nowhere to go, though. 7 seconds on the shot clock for three. Drains it. Wow. 14-point lead. Biggest lead of the game. 54-40. No good from Purdue. Rebounded by Uconn. They have numbers, 3-on-2, easy layup. 56-40, 16-point lead now for Uconn. Hard to imagine Purdue finding a way to come back and win this one. Now it's just a matter of who's going to make money on the bets. Uconn was a 6 or 7 point favorite, depending on when you bet the game and where you bet it. I've got Uconn -7, and I feel pretty good. I would love to know who was in the comments earlier saying he doesn't understand why people were betting on Uconn. Do you understand now? Lou, give us your Clemson at FSU prediction for next year. I don't do game predictions in the middle of April. We haven't seen spring games. There's another transfer portal window. We still have a rest season coming up in May and June. Then we have fall camp and practice. And all that, so it's a little bit too early to be doing game predictions. I need 20 points. Purdue just 20 more. I thought you had. What did you have? You text me what you had. I told you it was loser. Purdue total points over 68.5. Yeah, that's not going to hit. I don't think that's going to hit. Uconn to win, first half winner. You're going to win the other two, though. They might get to 60. I don't know, 20 points? I don't know. They didn't score 20 points in the first 10 minutes of the second half, did they? I don't know. We'll see. Would anyone watch college basketball if they were not gambling on it? Yeah, I think a lot of people watch college basketball that don't gamble on it. Now, not me. I don't watch it unless I'm gambling on it, but I think a lot of people just watch it because they like it. Lou, are you streaming the new NCAA game when it comes out in July? I'm only doing the new college football video game streams on Patreon. That's it. In the new NCAA game, do you think we can make our team join a new conference? Yes, you can. You could do that in the last one. You could redo all the conferences. They'll have that again. They'll have that again. I'm worried the new NCAA game is going to be a trash carbon copy of Madden filled with microtransactions. I don't know about it being a carbon copy of Madden, but it is going to be filled with microtransactions. I can promise you that. Because they're going to have Ultimate Team in there. So it is going to be filled with microtransactions. I don't have any doubt about that at all. As far as the gameplay going and it being like a carbon copy of Madden, 50-50 on that, I don't know. But yes, it is going to be filled with microtransactions, 100% for sure. All right, Purdue with the ball down 16. They better find somebody that can hit threes. This is going to Zach Edey underneath for a layup 100 times. They ain't going to get it done. But they can keep doing it if they want to. And we can keep watching Zach Edey airball free throws. But 14-point lead, and Uconn's got the ball with 9 minutes to go. You said 20 more points? Colby, you need Purdue to get over 68. That's more than 20 more points. You need them to score 28 more points. You have over 68 and a half. I don't see them scoring 26 points in the last 10 minutes of this game. Uconn just drains another three, 59-42. 17-point lead. Jump shot, no good off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Klingon. Uconn with the ball on a 17-point lead. They're probably going to start slowing things down here soon. Corner three. Wow, in and out. Toilet bowl, but no flush. Long pass from Purdue. Good defense by Uconn, though. Now Purdue resets. Turnover. What? They called another foul on Uconn there. Huh? Oh. I knew it. I put 20 on Purdue. I had Uconn -7, and then I have the game ending in an odd. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why I make these bets. I have the total points being an odd number. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to that. I don't, but I did it because I'm an idiot. So, we'll see. I did it yesterday in the women's game. I did odd yesterday in the women's game, and the total points ended up being even. So, I'm doubling down. I did odd again today. Maybe this time I'll hit. We'll see. We'll see. Uconn has looked like a G League NBA team in this March Madness run, just blowing people out. They did the same thing last year. Uconn has not only won, but covered the spread in every single tournament game they've played in the last 2 years. So not only are they beating people, they're beating them worse than they're supposed to. They're blowing out everybody they play. It truly is insane. You're right. It is just insane. That's why I said I don't know how this game's going to go. I got no idea. But there is no way I'm betting against Uconn with this run that they're on. It's just no way. If I bet on Purdue and lose, I wouldn't be able to look myself in the mirror. I wouldn't be able to do it. If I bet on Uconn in this spot and lose, then you say, well, they had a good run and I just lost a bet. But if you took Purdue in this game against Uconn, the streak that they're on, I don't know how I don't know how you can face yourself in the morning. I really don't. Does two evens make an odd? No, two evens makes an even. What's weird is two odds also makes an even. The only thing that makes an odd is an odd and an even. So even has a built-in advantage. Even has a built-in advantage, you know. How long you been doing basketball reaction? I think I might have done a game here and there over the last few years, but this is the first year I've ever done more than maybe 1 or 2 games. This Uconn team is the greatest they've ever had in men's basketball, says Floby. Basketball lose a nice change of pace. Yeah, I don't get nearly as worked up in the basketball streams unless it gets down to the end of the game and I'm close to winning or losing the bet. Then I've been known to rearrange some furniture and shit like that. It doesn't look like that's going to happen here. I've got Uconn -7, and it looks like right now they're going to cover that pretty easily. Now, if it gets close to that 7-point spread at the end, then yeah, I start to lose my mind a little. I got Purdue with a comeback, says Mason. Well, you hate money, don't you? How do you hate money? They're down 17 with 7:52 to go. Edie at the free throw line. First free throw good. Cut the lead to 16. That coach for UConn's got the same haircut I do. Second free throw also good from Zach Edey. See that? A coach from UConn and me have the same haircut. Full court press by Purdue. UConn gets out of it though. 2-on-1. Alley-oop. Oh, UConn misses. Purdue with a chance here to cut into this lead some more. They're down 15. Down low to Edey, an easy dunk. And we are down to a 13-point lead. So they have cut it down from 17 to 13. They're on a 4-0 run. Trying to trap again. And Purdue, UConn gets out of it again. UConn doing a good job getting past the full court press there at Purdue. 7 minutes to go, 13-point lead for UConn. Into the lane and a dunk by the Klingon that time. And the lead is back to 15, under 7 minutes to go now. UConn is going to go to the bench and blow Woo's spread. They better not. That's going to make me mad if they do some dumb shit like that. Turnover. Purdue turns the ball over. UConn will get possession out of bounds off of Purdue. A 15-point game, and UConn's got the ball with 6:46 to go now. Can't believe I wasted $20, says Bazoo. UConn out here looking like 2001 Miami on hardwood. There's a foul on Purdue. I think that's the first foul of the game on Purdue. Edey has over half Purdue's points, says Julian Brown. Yeah, I believe it. That's been their entire offensive game plan, it seems like, is just get it down low to Edey and let him either make a layup or get fouled. Purdue's inability to shoot the jumper in this game is what's hurting them. UConn, time and time again, has been burying threes, and Purdue's got no answer for that. UConn down low. Nope, now they dish it back out. They're going to reset the offense here with 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. 6.5 minutes to go in the game. Now 7 seconds on the shot clock. Dribble, drive, three-pointer. No good, well short. Rebounded by UConn, though. Resets the shot clock, and now UConn's going to back it up and kill some more time off the clock here. Coming up on 6 minutes to go in the game. 15-point lead for the Huskies. 5 seconds on the shot clock. In the lane, easy layup. 17-point lead now. 5:50 to go. If Purdue can't find a three-point shooter, this game's over. I mean, dumping it off to Edey down low and watching him. Here's a three for Purdue. No good off the back of the iron. Rebounded by Edey. Foul on UConn. Edey is ass, says Brandon. Dang. Is that true? It's been over, says Gunner. Yeah, the game. I mean, Purdue did hang in there for a while. Remember in the first half, it would, UConn get the 5-point lead, Purdue cut it to 3, then 4-point lead, and Purdue cut it to 2. They even took the lead for a brief bit of time, halfway through the first half or so. But in the second half, the game has not been in doubt in terms of who's going to win. The spread was in doubt for a while, but with UConn up 17 now and 5.5 to go, I'm feeling pretty good about my UConn -7. And then we'll just have to wait and see if the game ends in an odd number or an even number of points. Looking like 2019 LSU. 5:38 and Edey's on the free throw line again. Bricks the first one off the back of the rim. Still a 17-point lead for the Huskies. Well, there goes $200. Anyone need their grass cut? $20 for front and back. Parlays are scary, Colby. I'll give you credit, though. You risk it for the biscuit. $200 on a parlay. That's big if it hits. But there's a reason bookies love it when you bet the parlay. Because you almost always lose. I mean, I bet a parlay every once in a while, too, but it's almost like a lottery ticket. Parlay bets. It's pure luck. UConn with the ball and a 16-point lead. 5:20 to go in the game. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Free throw line, jumper, good. 18-point lead now for UConn. Down low to Edey, what a shock. Go ahead and give him 2 more points. How's that not a foul? That should have been a foul on Edey. Now, Edey elbowed him right in the chest. Now, that should have been a foul for sure on Edey. 16-point lead, though, for UConn. And it's going to be another timeout. I mean, this is a pretty clear elbow to the chest here, right there. That should have been a foul on Edey. When Purdue loses, America wins, says Noah. I don't think America hates Purdue, do they? Does America hate Purdue? I bet a 10-team parlay in the NFL last year and won, but only bet $1. Can't wait to watch Edey play in the G League, says Gunner. Money line or spread is the only way to bet, says number 1 fan of you. Yeah, I've got UConn -7. I wanted to take the under, but I didn't do it. I just took UConn -7, but it looks like the under is going to hit too. Oh, America don't like Zach Edey. Okay, I got you. I got you. $4.52 to go in this one. 65-49 is the score. A 16-point lead right now for UConn, and pretty sure Zach Edey's going to be back on the free throw line any minute now, but UConn with possession for right now. Looks like they did call that foul on Edey. No, they didn't. Of course they didn't. Long three-pointer for UConn. No good. Purdue with the rebound. Not sure what UConn's doing shooting threes with that much time left on the shot clock at this point in the game. But anyway, Purdue trying to find a way to get the ball to Edey down low. There it is. Jump hook. No good. Rebounded by UConn, and somehow UConn managed to not foul Zach Edey that time, which is unbelievable. Coming up on 4 minutes to go. Still a 16-point lead for the Huskies. I need them to win by more than 7. So don't do anything stupid, like take three-pointers with 10 seconds on the shot clock like you did last time. Just waste time and shoot a 2. That's all. Waste time, shoot a 2. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Alert the news media. Foul on Zach Edey. I watch sports for fun. I love my money too much, says Georgia Boy. Yeah, I don't recommend anybody start gambling on this shit. Drive you up the wall. How would your season is over videos work now? The same way they've always worked. The same way they've always worked. Won't be any different. Is the shot clock still 45 seconds? What? No. No. 24, isn't it? 24 or 20. Depending on the situation. Teams lose and we point and laugh. Yeah, it'd be exactly the same. It'd be exactly the same. I was only asking because of the way the helmets are now. Good to know, though. Well, I mean, you just... Oh, okay, so, let's see. Texas A&M lost again. Oh, we better take them down. We better take them over here, and we better put them on the your season is over thing. It's literally the same. It's literally the same. Don't even worry about it. Literally the same. Or, Clemson turned the ball over again. Clemson can't go a single game without turning the ball over. You know what that means? Turn their helmet upside down. Turn their helmet upside down. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Don't worry about it. See what I'm saying? The more things change, the more they go ahead and stay the same. It is what it is. You just turn the helmet upside down. No big deal. No big deal for me. Of course, you shouldn't try any of this at home. I'm a trained professional idiot who knows exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Exactly what the fuck I'm doing. Yep, Clemson going to get smacked in the first game. Yeah, that's a fact. I don't know how they're going to score. Boy, their offense is down bad. Down real bad. What's up, Lou? Great game tonight. Hey, Austin, what's going on, buddy? Did you come by here today? Or what'd you end up doing? Or if you don't want to say on here, you can email me again. But I can't remember what you ended up saying you were going to do. If you were going to mail it or drop it off or what. I can't remember what you said you ended up doing. Oh, it's in the mailbox? Well, shit. I'm going to go get it while you're here. While you're on here. I'm going to go get it. I didn't check the mail today. Be right back. I'm just going to read the PS part, but it says, P.S. Octavian does not speak for all of us. It's a helmet. Black Gators helmet. Let's hang it up. Let's take the orange one down. Let's take the orange one down. And the black one up. How'd that be? I think that'd be just fine. Here we go. that easy. Now, where does this go now? Yeah, put it right here for now. Shout out to you, Austin. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that is a good-looking helmet, the black. Here's a good-looking helmet. 17-point lead for the Huskies. 3.5 minutes to go. Purdue's got the ball down low to Edey, where he makes another pointless layup. It's now a 15-point lead for the Huskies. They get past the press, no problem. Now look to set up their offense here. 17 seconds on the shot clock, 3:05 to go in the game, and a 15-point lead for Purdue. Did they just call a foul on Uconn's coach? Yeah, that is a foul. You can't do that. He came all the way out on the court to try to tell his player something while the play was going on. Yeah, you can't do that. Three-pointer blocked by Uconn, so they decided to just dish it back down to Edey down low for no reason. Dishes it off again. Another easy layup. 2 points at a time for Purdue. Probably not going to cut it. 13-point lead now. Boogie Bucknut. What's up, buddy? He says, Lou, I don't listen to any college football podcasts after my Buckeyes choked against Mizzou, but did you do a Your Season is Over video on that? Yes. Yes. I can't remember if I did like a bowl season, Your Season is Over, and then did another one after the playoffs, or if I just waited till the playoffs. But I think there's a playlist, I think, that has all the Your Season is Over videos in it. And you should be able to easily find it. Uconn, more complete team. Purdue still deserves second place, says J-Dog. Oklahoma losing 9 games next season? Stop. Come on. You're trolling. You have to be trolling. Lou, Clemson is Iowa 2.0. I can't tell the difference between Clemson and Iowa anymore. I can't tell the difference. I'm sorry. Yeah, I see that chart. He says, hey, Lou, been a minute. How's the move going? The move is done. I mean, there's still a couple of boxes around here to unpack, but as far as like the moving back and forth from the old place to the new place, that's done. Thank God. So, yeah, it's just kind of getting settled in here now. Thank y'all for the super chats, by the way. I really do appreciate that. It's hard out here. For a college football YouTuber in the offseason. You see they got me streaming basketball games. Desperate times call for desperate measures, but I am glad y'all are hanging out with me tonight. And I know we're all college football fans here, but college basketball is probably the second most popular sport amongst people that watch my channel. A lot of people have given up on the NFL. A lot of people don't like the NBA. A lot of people are just, baseball is boring type of deal. I know that 100% of the people on this channel are college football fans, and I don't know what percentage of those people are college basketball fans, but it's probably the second most popular sport amongst people who watch this channel. I would assume. So it's good to have y'all hanging out, but not just tonight, but all these March Madness games that we've done over the last few weeks, and a lot of people have asked about the call-in shows. We'll get back to the call-in shows, I'm sure, next week. And talk some football. Got spring games going on, so we'll have a lot of football to talk about. You're only a college golf fan? That's amazing. College basketball is definitely the second most popular sport behind college football. I personally think college basketball has the best postseason. I agree with you there. March Madness is unbelievable. Lou, please turn the LSU helmet upside down until we have a defense again. I think I'm going to start the season fresh with all the helmets the right way. I thought about that when I was moving them because several of the helmets were turned upside down. But I think we're going to start the season fresh with everybody's helmet turned the right way. Edey with another dunk for no reason. Too little, too late. They can keep giving it to Edey till the cows come home. Purdue's going to let them score those 2 points. They don't give a shit. 2:20 to go, and it's a 13-point game. I'm just trying to protect my 7-point bet here. I've got Purdue -7 Purdue minus 7. I've got Uconn minus 7, so I just need them to win by more than 7. So I need them to protect this 13-point lead. As long as they keep scoring 2 every time they go down, I don't give a shit what Zach Edey does. And then I had that weird pointless bet I made where the total points scored in the game will be an odd number. Right now it's an odd number, 56 and 69. Right now it's an odd number, but we still got a lot of scoring left here with 2:14 to go, so we'll see. Lou, do you like NASCAR? No. Can't stand it. I think it's because I'm not enough of a shit kicker. I don't know for sure, but I've never been able to get into NASCAR. As long as everyone keeps scoring 2 points, you're good. Yeah, that's not going to happen, though. Somebody's going to get fouled, or we're going to get an and one, or somebody's going to miss a free throw. Something will happen to fuck that up. I just need, whatever happens, I need it to happen twice to get us back on track again. Pretty odd number. Who do you place your bets with, Lou? I live in Georgia, too. I need to know. I have a local bookie. I used to use an offshore company called BetNow, and they were sponsoring the channel and all that, but YouTube changed their policies and guidelines regarding what types of gambling companies were allowed to sponsor, and BetNow didn't make the cut. So I had to get rid of them. YouTube was threatening to shut me down, so I had to stop doing business with BetNow. I have done some business in the past with DraftKings, but the problem is I live in Georgia, and it's illegal here, so I can't use DraftKings. So I have a local. I'm old school, just a local bookie. Edey with another meaningless 2 points. 13-point lead. Now, I need Uconn to score. I don't want to have to sweat this thing down to 7 points at the end. I need Uconn to score. All right, Purdue's going to start fouling now. Okay, that's good. Now I feel good. Uconn can make free throws. Use draft picks. I don't know what that is. Do you get paid out in cash? Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. Who did you give your opinion on Auburn's spring game? 5 trips into the red zone and 5 field goals. That's not good. Now they Peyton Thorne's the quarterback. I think I don't feel any differently about Auburn this year than I did last year. I think Hugh Freeze is a massive upgrade over Brian Harsin, but he's got to get his quarterback in there, and it ain't Peyton Thorne. So I don't expect much from Auburn again this year. Will they be better than last year? Probably. Year 2 in the system. I expect some improvement, but Peyton Thorne ain't it. Another pointless dunk by Zach Edey. Still a 13-point game. A minute to go. And it looks like Purdue's going to give it up. They're not even going to foul anymore. All right. Right now we're at an odd number. Let's just keep it that way. I've got Uconn minus 7. I'm good there. Klingen with 2 points. So it's a 15-point lead. So I'm going to hit the minus 7. I'm good. Uconn minus 7. Let's hashtag pay Lou in the chat. We need a hashtag pay Lou in the chat. I hit Uconn minus 7. That was my big bet. I made a smaller bet that the total points scored in the game would be an odd number. Right now we're at an odd number. No 3-pointers, please. We need no 3-pointers. I want a big one. I needed that too. That's good. Getting ready to go out of town tomorrow. Hashtag pay Lou. Uconn minus 7, easy money. Uconn has now covered the spread in every single tournament game for 2 years straight. You'd have to be a complete moron to have bet Purdue in this game. You'd have to have been a complete moron to bet Purdue in this game. 15-point game with 36 seconds to go. Purdue's not even fouling anymore. The game is over. I just need to make sure nobody hits a 3-point play. No three-point plays. Uconn can make a 2. Purdue can come down and let Zach Edey get another meaningless dunk. I don't give a fuck. 2 points at a time is fine. That'll keep it at an odd number. No three-point plays here. Come on. No three-point plays. Uconn inbounds the ball. There's 5 seconds difference between the game clock and the shot clock. So what's going to happen is Uconn's going to dribble it all the way down to no time on the shot clock, take a shot. Purdue's then going to get the ball with 5 seconds to go and probably chunk up some huge, long three-pointer, and hopefully it doesn't go in. Hopefully it doesn't go in. Uconn's not even going to take a shot. They're just going to sit on the ball and let the shot clock go to 0. There it is. 6.6 seconds to go. Purdue will be inbounding the ball with actually 6.9 seconds. So don't even try a three-pointer, please. Don't even take a shot. It means nothing anyway. There we go. Pay Lou times 2. Pay Lou times 2. Let's go. I hit Uconn -7. That was a big bet. And then for about half that amount, for no reason at all, I bet that the total point score would be an odd number, and 60 plus 75 is odd as fuck. Hold on. Hey, dummies. Guess what? Odd number, winner. Let's go. Yeah, shout out to everybody that said odd. Now we can go out of town tomorrow. There we go. Pay Lou. All right, everybody. I had a great time, not just tonight, but really the last month or so streaming these basketball games. I get it that not everybody's into the basketball thing, but we'll be streaming football this weekend. So come back Saturday, spring games all day long. We'll hang out on Saturday and do the same thing, but we'll have some football to watch. I know it's just spring games, but we'll take what we can get this time of year, right? So again, thank you everybody for tuning in. Big shout out to everybody who helped support the show today and the channel with the super chats, the Cash App, the PayPal. That really means a lot, especially this time of year, because I'm not lying. It's hard out here in these YouTube streets for a college football YouTuber this time of year. It really is. So big shout out to those of you who were able to help support the show tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for participating in the comments section. And I will see you all again real soon. Have a good morning.